Wonderful song. That was Penelope Isles live in session. And before we move on, Gav from Dublin's been on. He said for the full Penelope Isles experience, Lily has to tell a joke and give Mark a tattoo. I love them. So there'll be a bit more about tattoos in a moment, but we have to say, Lily, you were quite surprised at how well your joke went down on gagging order that we did. Must have been, I don't know, was it a year ago maybe? A little bit less?
I know. Apparently I've made it to the BBC Six highlights.
Yes.
Absolute result.
That's right. I mean, I think it's the only gag that we had on the whole series that got repeated on this programme. So,
well, do you know what? Our managers told us not to tell it because it was too long. They were like, you can't do that. But do you know what? I was like, I'm taking up as much airtime as I possibly can get.
You just dibbed your boss in there.
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you what, I spoke to Simon, right? So it's Simon Raymond, and I'd like to dedicate that song to him, actually. A wonderful, wonderful, really, really brilliant guy.
Legend.
Absolute legend, completely. And not only have you just dibbed him in, but I spoke to him earlier, and he dibbed himself in on something, so I will tell you about that in a short while. Yeah, you've not considered, like, the downtime that you've got coming up, you're not considered stand-up then?
Oh, God, as we can all tell from this interview so far, that I'm not very good on pressure. Oh. I rehearsed that joke about 30 times at the pub before.
Told everyone that you knew, went for it.
But it was not only a great joke, which was about a centipede putting his boots on, don't want to spoil it, well, I just have, but it's the way that you told it. It was just, it was remarkable, it really was. But anyway, let's move on to the music from Penelope Isles. So you've had two big tours of late, the first being Holy F in America.
That was a lot of fun, yeah. We met the guys in Luxembourg. We played a festival, and you know, I mean, I've known their music for a while, but we went to see them, and then Lily had basically like stashed.
Can we just say they cater for booze very well in Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few drinks have
been I can see where this is going.
They had beer on tap, so it was it was good fun.
Chicken on tap.
Lily basically like stashed a load of chicken wings to make sure there was enough left for us at the end, and basically it ended up with us and Holy F just having a great time, eating loads of chicken wings. Lily kind of like annihilating this, and there was a big pile of like, it was kind of like Tudor Henry VIII like pile of chicken bones in front of us, and then they all thought it was brilliant, and I think that's what got us the gig.
It worked a charm.
So they invited us on tour with them.
That's the strangest way into bumping onto somebody else's tour that I've ever heard.
Chicken
Probably
wings.
Eating loads of chicken wings.
We've shared many a meal since then.
You what?
We've shared many a meal since then.
Well, so yeah, you toured. How many dates did you do with them? Was it extensive?
We did we were supposed to do, I think, about 10, and then we only ended up doing 8 because United lost all of our baggage. Thanks for that, United. If you're listening, we're still waiting for our compensation.
Right, okay.
Lost all the wheels off my suitcase, may I add. Actually, all the wheels but one.
Which you kept for the further 2 months of tour.
Hanging in there.
Not that you bear a grudge or anything.
No. We were surprisingly, like, it was, I won't go into it, but we were chasing our luggage around for days, basically driving across America because we couldn't locate it, and but yeah, we stayed relatively well. Yeah, we all got on.
It actually bound us closer together, weirdly.
Yes, well, when you've not got your luggage, then yeah, you're going to become closer, aren't you? Really,
smelly,
you know, it's without any fresh clothes to put on, you've got to find a way through it all, haven't you? Really, and so you came back from the Holy F tour straight to Green Man.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. It's hard to leave.
Yeah,
well,
we only had like a few hours there and we had to leave. It was absolutely torturous.
All of our friends were there. It was very hard, but it was worth it.
This is where Simon dibbed himself in, because you'd fully intended, you've done all this hard work, right? And you thought, right, now we've got Green Man, we're going to have a blowout, we're going to hang out for the full weekend with our mates, and it's going to be brilliant. And you got there on the Thursday and Simon went, right, Bright Eyes have been on, they want you to open for them, get out.
Yeah.
And he said you weren't happy at all, which is completely understandable.
I was literally like...
Looking back now, that's crazy.
I said to Simon the other day, I was like, as if we didn't want to do it, because the Bright Eyes tour was just, it was amazing. We had the best time and played in front of some amazing crowds, and the Bright Eyes crew and band were so lovely. But yeah, there was one point where the thought of sacrificing our weekend at Green Man for anything was just like, Simon had to have a bit of a word. He was like, just have a little think about it, you know, like... and then eventually we got around to doing it, and we flew to Berlin on the Friday morning and joined the Bright Eyes guys, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was wicked.
Well, you formed a real bond with them, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. They're really welcoming.
Yeah, we love them.
People. Yeah, not every band is like that. Numbers, and obviously Holy F and lots of others, but Bright Eyes, yeah, they didn't have to do that. They're a massive band,
And the catering was
I
second to
mean,
none, I must admit.
Do not get me. I don't even want to start talking about that because I'll take up too much time talking about the catering.
Well,
Pud.
hang on a minute. I mean, I gave you 6 bottles of beer before. There's no chicken wings. I'm vegetarian, but I mean, I did my best for you. Is that what this is all
Well,
about?
Jack's doing a year without beer and I'm driving home, so thanks.
Right.
But no thanks.
Fair enough.
Got any kombucha? We're changed now.
No, none of that. Now, listen, so with Bright Eyes, once again, I mean, is it right that they've invited you over to America to the studio?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there was talks about that, whether we can, get all our stuff together and sorted and go over and do it. Obviously, that would be a dream. They live in Omaha, which we had to Google, but apparently, if you put your finger in the middle of the USA, that's exactly where Omaha is. So, yeah, they've welcomed us into their little studio paradise. Hopefully, we'll go one day.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, they also allowed you, Lily, with the aforementioned tattoos, they allowed you to daub on their skin. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. We did a couple of shady light and green room tattoos.
It was a proper rock and roll tour, tattoos and like beers and all that.
Chicken wings, here we
Thing is,
go
we're
again.
We're the most unrock and roll people ever. Like we were like squealing at like the side of the tour bus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We dream of going on a tour bus. I got to go on the tour bus for about 20 minutes, and honestly, it was so exciting. And I was having a beer with John Teddy, who's the drummer for Queens of the Stone Age, and that is my absolute what's it called when you name drop? That was my absolute name drop right there. But I had to do it.
There you go. That was the sound of it landing. Well,
Consider it drop.
quite right too. Tell you what, I mean, the great thing is that you are still thrilled by it. You're just loving it. You're not jaded. I mean, despite the fact that you didn't get to stay at Green Man that weekend, you're just loving it. And you're a brilliant band. You really are. And you are the loveliest people. And you are playing a festival in St David's in Wales on the 29th of the 10th, and the 3rd of the 11th. You're playing Mutations Festival in Brighton.
Yeah, come along. It should be. Mutations looks amazing.
Yeah.
We went last year and it was wicked. Yeah.
Spirit of the Beehive are playing as well.
yeah.
which I'm
Right,
really
okay.
excited about. You should spin some Spirit of the Beehive, Mark.
Right, okay, I'll write that down. Okay, so you've got one more tune to do for us then, Penelope Isles. What are you going to do?
We're going to do a song called Sudoku, which is one of Jack's, written for our father, Michael
Right.
Walter. He's on the cover of our first record.
Yeah, I know.
Love
Fabulous.
you, Dad. Dad will be listening. Oh, love you, Dad. Hope
Love
you had
you,
a nice
Dad.
day at work.
Yeah, love you, Dad. Okay, get to it then.